No? No. All right, then we have on the agenda the security issues that are being brought up in this building all the time. And Mary is going to speak on it somewhat.
And
Go
we can
ahead.
all pitch in on our.
Everybody can pitch in and ask questions, okay? Go ahead.
Okay, one of the first things is we do have a switchboard in our foyer up here. And it was, we had some signs up that were helping people to understand how to use the switchboard and that it was even there, because it's hard to tell that it's even there. There's no phone or anything. And we were hoping that we could get those signs back, Kiela, because we have a lot of people that come in that door, they don't know what to do.
Are they gone?
They are gone.
Yeah, I put them up and I was told I'm not allowed to put up a sign.
And we need that. We need that support.
I do recall seeing when they were beneficial. If either one of you still have a copy of one of them, maybe share them and laminate them if we need to or something. I do think they were beneficial and they
Laminating would be nice.
Yeah, 'cause
That
we have
would be
a
nice.
laminator down there and then you can put them in your.
I can email it over to you. Okay, perfect. So we get the signs back.
They were very helpful, and also we want to encourage our residents not to let anybody in they don't know. They can either use the switchboard, or pretty much everybody's got a phone. They can call. So just keep that in mind. If you don't know who they are, I mean, okay, I got a Walmart delivery this morning. Didn't call me on the intercom. That tells me somebody let them in. And even that, still don't know who they are. I would be, call your person, call them, or use the intercom. Okay, so let me see what else we have on here about safety and security. Still, we brought up last month, we brought up that the outside door that's open right now. The
Front door.
Outside door.
Okay, like this front lobby
The
entrance.
front lobby entrance door before you get to the locked door. Don't say a word. We would like to see about getting a lock on that door, so that at night we can have more security to our building. If someone's going to come that late, they can call their person that they need to see.
So just to make sure I'm understanding correctly, like the first
Very
exterior door,
first
so they
door.
couldn't enter into, I'll say, like that lobby for your area.
Exactly.
Okay.
It gives, I would feel more secure if I knew that somebody wasn't just coming off the street and coming in that foyer and waiting for somebody to go in and out
To catch that.
so they can catch that open door.
Yeah, and that's what people outsider people do. They come into the foyer and they just wait when somebody goes in and they just go right after. And none of us know if they are a visitor or not. So nobody here has the right to stop anyone and say, hey, get out of here,
Okay.
But that was a suggestion. And Michael had said he would look into it, the costs and everything, but we're talking about a lock. The same lock that opens with all of our keys,
Okay, right, so with the concept or the idea, almost similar to where like the second door now has kind of your
Yes.
key, even
Yes.
if that first door had that same type of initial
Yes,
locking.
yes,
Okay.
same lock,
Okay.
yeah. So everyone can use
We're
their
talking
keys,
like maybe 10 to 7, 10 at night.
only at night, yeah.
Sure, take and put a, say a time, okay.
At what time are you talking about locking the doors?
10.
10,
We have healthcare workers that are coming in as late as 11:30, taking care of people like Leslie who can't answer the phone or won't and can't come down. It's locking that door it may give you a sense of security, but it's not. A locked door doesn't do any good for anybody when these back doors could be a little piece of tape stuck in and walked in and out. locking that one up there until Houston comes up with a way to put the call buttons outside that to lock those doors. I'll like that all the way.
That's a hard spot there. I mean, if it were me, I'd be concentrating more on the people that are letting people in.
Yeah, but how do we
Be more
know?
cautious about who you allow to live here. Yeah, and you know where I'm going with this.
Right.
This has been stewing with me for a long time, since I've been here. You know how I feel about living here. I should have stayed at Lincoln's. I should have. But it's come down to a point now. The homeless have this place cramped, people. They know this back door back here does not have a camera outside. I just watched the guy today. He went up here, checked the doors up there. Then he come down here and he walks through on the sidewalk. Now, the camera's over here. But he goes, still gonna watch them come and check this door over here where I live at. It was locked because I came out to make sure it was shut.
Yeah.
My complaint is, and I've said this before, and I've asked for it, that a lot of the problem with the doors around here during the winter can be solved with just a little bit of common sense maintenance. You're gonna go throw gravel and shit down. Have the maintenance guy go around periodically and clean it up from in front of the doors. I'm not talking about the whole sidewalk. I'm tired of doing it. I haven't been doing it. It's like the garbage out there from the pit area. You know, usually I end up calling, then it gets empty.
Okay.
I'm not the only one using it, so that's good.
Are you talking about where the put the dog poop?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
No.
hardly ever come in.
She's the one, she's the one.
I live right by there, I can see when they come, when they go.
And she probably
They're
smells
not
when the
doing
wind blows away. And let's see what, it was that one there, oh. You know, there's less poop in the crack area for the dogs than there is elsewhere.
Yeah.
And it's not getting picked up at all.
Okay.
Look, I know I take my dog elsewhere other than there, but I start there. Dogs wander, they like to run before they poop. I let him off his leash and let him run. He minds me. When he don't, he goes on the leash. He knows it. So, but the point is, and at nighttime, I can't see it. So what am I supposed to do? Walk out there, take him out there? No, I let him loose now. And then I go pick up his poop, and I have to take a flashlight with me now just to watch when I'm walking.
To be careful, right?
Yeah.
I have a better chance of not stepping in poop out there than I'd be walking over here.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting in there, but we all know, you know, most of the corporate circles, we see them not picking up poop.
Yeah, we do.
But we're not allowed to say nothing, so.
Sherry?
But even to be fair, if I use I have a spot right outside this door and I come down the ramp and come in here and use the key. So it's a single door. If I come in at night, there is a light out there. But when I use the key, the door slowly opens, it doesn't open fast, and I come through and it takes a while for it to slowly close. So I come through, and even if I stand there to wait for that door to close behind me, it wouldn't take much of anything for somebody to push through behind
Yeah,
me
true.
On
and
that
force
slow
me out of
cruise.
the way because I'm always using my walker. There wouldn't be much of a fight for me to stop
Yeah,
somebody
exactly.
from coming in behind me.
And that's what I meant to. It's not, in my opinion, and it should be in everyone's opinion, not up to any resident to fight anyone out of the building.
no.
No, but what I want to say, to come back to what Dawn had mentioned, I've been here now 9 months, and I do like it here, but I have to say that there's a lot of things that people get away with they shouldn't get away with. It doesn't matter who it is or what it is. Nobody's perfect, okay? But main things like smoking inside your apartment, dogs running off the leash, letting people come in, sleep in hallways. And my question is always then, what is management office gonna do about it? While I'm being told Well, don't hang any signs. You have no authority to hang any signs for a switchboard. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, okay, are
Right.
these people being told something too? What is the process? Are they getting warned, or what is the process?
Kind of each one is I'll say a case by case. We can assure you that when we are made aware, it's kind of twofold. Some cases are given a notice, some cases we're in the process of other steps. We certainly never try to leave anything go unnoticed, unrecognized. I think I'll use your sign references, like the people that attend these functions are people that we can work with, that are very involved, very active, very supportive, and very engaging. Usually some of the residents that we have other challenges with aren't as engaging as you guys, and so it is harder to make progress with them, or even to, I'll say, enforce policies, or to, even if it comes to different procedures where it does move forward to lease violations or eviction. Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you.
Then if it's a situation where it comes to a lease violation, or it's not uncommon for sometimes those things can take 6 months.
Yeah,
By the time
I understand that.
But
Yeah,
I
understand
appreciate
that.
the frustration because you still continue to observe it, and it creates the perception that it's unheard or nothing's getting resolved. And sometimes things will make some progress and it doesn't resolve in the way that we hope, and we have to go back to the drawing board at times. So we never really want anyone to be homeless. In the perfect world, we just want people to follow the rules and we
Of
can all
course.
live cohesively.
Of course, everybody's happy, but in regards to when it's too much, and again, nobody is perfect, none of us, okay? But when it gets too much, like for instance, I pick up dog poop because it's a regulation. Can you be in a rush one time, whatever? We all know it
Sure.
can happen. But there are people, they
Say
don't
repeat,
care.
okay.
Yeah. So then the rest of us get frustrated, and say, well, why are we doing all this, But I try to explain too, for instance, there's a process,
Sure.
There's a process, but people need to be heard. But coming back to Alan with the door locking, that is a point he has.
That
What
is a
about
point.
the couple of residents that cannot let people in, that do not have the ability to use the switchboard? So that is something else.
Spare feet or whomever's spare.
We do at times have,
If it's a
Care
regular person that's
providers.
coming in
Right.
on a regular basis, why not?
that
then
would have
Oh,
access, right.
There's a particular person that, she will not even let you help her if you don't buzz in. Maybe she hears it, maybe she doesn't, I won't say names.
Sure.
I think you know what I'm talking about, but, and that's her,
Yeah,
this is what made it disabled. I mean,
yeah,
like, I'm surprised she's still
Okay,
breathing.
all right, so if that's the case,
yeah.
person comes to the outer door and buzzes them. I mean, that's not an
A
unsurmountable
spare
situation.
key for situations like that, that would have to be gone between the care company, such
Yeah.
as mine is Northwest
Yeah,
Healthcare,
yeah,
and the tenant and you.
yeah.
Right, and we do have a few that we have that partnership with.
Yeah,
So like you said, it kind of is what's comfortable with the resident, the care team, or like where they stand with their disclosures, their
Yeah,
needs.
yeah.
I've really gotten on my workers to start making sure they wear their badges, the hanging badges.
It's super helpful.
Because there have been times of like, well, of course they question you, where's your badge?
Who are
They
you?
come in,
Yeah.
No, where's your badge? It's in
Yeah.
my car, that doesn't do you much good, now does it?
Just
Well,
like
hopefully
it's
your
uniform.
reminding gets them to
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dolores has been waiting.
A couple questions I have. One, is there some way that, or this even better, of having a sign-up sheet to make it mandatory?
So like, do you mean visitors like sign
somebody
in as
sitting
if
down
they're
here.
coming to visit type of a thing? Or,
Anybody that's walking in here.
okay,
I mean, for the people that live here, we know we live here,
right.
so, but we have to sign in, we sign
Be
in.
like a guest sign in when they come in.
Almost like I'll say if you're a visitor log is sort of a, if you're
Um,
Well, that's kind of a hard one to do.
Yeah.
because
it'd be
you're-
hard to enforce.
You're running into what's called, and I've dealt with this in Oregon before.
Yeah.
I know it, but we'll probably apply it here. If you live here, you can't, nobody can stop work visitor
Exactly.
from coming in. If you
Yeah.
let them in, they shouldn't have, they're not gonna have to sign in.
No,
For
exactly.
sure, there
You
needs
start
to be
getting
some
into a point where you're
There's
talking
confidentiality
Fourth Amendment
problems,
right,
yeah.
You know, search and seizure.
Yeah.
Fifth Amendment right, you know, so on and so forth. You know, yes, this is a private residence, but you have multiple residents in one building.
Yeah.
So you can't really restrict, you gotta be careful about that, restricting the common area. Now, if you're just knocking on a bathroom door, I don't know about that one, it's questionable. But if you're not being threatened with eviction, that's different. You don't wanna do it. So, but you know, God forbid everybody you catch is gonna come back anyways.
Well, thank you
So,
for that
but-
feedback.
What else in the
Secondly,
stores? Yeah.
You know, speaking of the pets and them going outside
Okay.
and them doing their thing out there, is there a chance of putting up some of the, little containers here and there? So as people pick up, they can put it inside the containers, you know what I'm saying?
I do, yep.
There's one only here in the pet area. There's one.
But I think
one
she was
pet area.
asking if there were maybe more.
Maybe
in
more,
other areas
yeah.
that people would be more
Maybe
receptive
that
to
would
utilizing
help.
them, maybe?
But then on this side of the building, you got the dumpster,
Yeah,
and on this side of the building, you got the garbage can.
yeah, people are just too lazy to
So,
walk over there.
Why do you need more
I
garbage
know.
cans that don't get emptied on a regular basis anyways? We
Yeah.
have a dumpster.
I'm talking about those little, they have them in not a lot of the
You mean
businesses.
the poop bag dispensers?
Yeah, yeah.
We have those.
We
Oh,
have them.
We have them.
We have them.
Where are they out here?
Because we're not supposed to take our dog out here. We're supposed to take our
That's
dog
not
out
the
there.
dog area.
Well, I don't have a pet.
I know.
I'm not gonna.
She just
I'm not
tried to
gonna
think of
complain
solutions.
No, you
and
have-
bash anyone else, but
You
I
have a
don't
good input. You have a good input, but they're not supposed to go out front and poop or pee. They're supposed to go in the back. Yeah.
But they do have one
We
going out
don't
the
have
back
much
door.
lighting from what I can see, even sitting there. The only light I can see is this Christmas tree.
Yeah. There's only the one light in the
Yeah,
pet
it's not
There's
area.
quite a bit of light out back though. I'll tell you.
Not
Down
really.
where I'm at.
On more this corner, yeah.
That reminds me, the one light post right outside the door is not working. The
Oh,
light
okay.
does not
Out
work.
the back.
Downstairs by the glass room when you go out,
Okay.
right when you come out, there's this, street
Yep.
light thing, and that's not working.
Okay. Go ahead, Alan, sorry.
Well, a good way to alleviate all that is to put in a dog run and put it, because we talked about this before, where the corner going down into the tunnel, you know how we have the
Oh,
cycle
yeah.
like this, put one in there, put it down 10 foot wide by however, 20 foot long, and then put a poop bag dispenser and maybe even a small garbage can. And we at one time, or you guys at one time had it set up where if your dog was caught pooping in the wrong area or you didn't pick it up and they caught it on camera, it's $25.
Yeah, the problem.
That needs to be reinstated and
Yeah.
get that animal run so guys can run their dogs. But if you don't pick up your poop even out there, they nail you with a $25 fine. Put a camera on it. Really, that would be
I
good.
like what he's saying, not because I want to be a warden, because people react when it comes to money. So it's hard to catch somebody, but just knowing that the rule is there now and maybe someone is going to tell on me,
Sure.
that's when people start paying attention. Then I might have to pay $25, you know?
Okay.
So I would be okay with that. I do have to tell you guys, I go out with my dog. I go out with my dog like 4 times a day at least. And I have also noticed outsiders, strangers that just walk down the walkway towards the tunnel with their dogs. They just come onto our courtyard property and let their dogs poop.
That's why.
So that
That's
is just a
strong.
problem,
We
okay?
got people that have dogs that, they have people that visit with dogs and they.
Yes, that too. I've seen
Well,
that.
that's true. And that was the other thing is, I know budgetary things are involved in this.
Yeah.
But why can't we run a fence line where it is, but run it at whatever, 4 or 5
Enough
foot?
to keep it
All the
out.
way up. All the way up to where we have the lock, where the locking.
Right.
Okay? So that'll keep a lot of those people from walking their dogs onto
Yeah.
the property.
So
and
kind of
keeps
along that
our residents from
walking
getting played.
path right towards
The
tunnel.
walking paths. I've noticed several times, just strangers with
Oh, I see
dogs.
it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
I
just
know.
come on, and so
And
it's
they
not
just have
only
the,
it's not only.
It's
some
not
residents.
only residents,
No.
right?
I lived in 211 and back years ago, but they have the governors run where they run, and they have the dogs with them. And I would stand out there with quart-sized Ziploc baggies, and I'd see dogs start, and I said, "Hey, here's the baggie."
Yeah.
And they,
For a while, right there by where the dumpster is,
Okay.
there was a post that did have one of those round boxes where
The bag
glove
dispenser.
I'd see a lot of people walking.
They just
and
take 'em,
They
yeah.
would take some baggies.
Yeah.
And then.
They take 'em.
And, you know, and then they'd have them to throw
their-
away
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
Sure.
Because the dumpster's right there.
It's it's a big courtyard. People walk. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be
Okay,
nice if they were respectful.
But I do like the idea for just this property. Make it clear. Make it clear. Hey, if you're caught, it's a $25 fine. You know, it's hard to catch people, I know that, but it will get into all our minds to be more responsible, right? Not you guys, you know.
I'm gonna interject on this one. I sympathize with the fact that we're not supposed to be up here, this, that, and the other. But at the point that my other dog, when I was on the 6th floor, she couldn't make it to the 1st floor.
Yeah,
I had no choice.
yeah.
So.
But I'm
You
sure
know,
you picked it up,
But I
right?
didn't, but there again, and well, we went out to the island. I don't let him, he tries.
Hmm.
Sometimes he gets away with it,
Yeah.
but I stop him. But he tries to pee on the post out here right out the door. I don't let him do that. I try not to let him poop anywhere where anybody's windows at. I'm very conscious about that because I
And
don't
most
want-
people are, yes.
in my little yard,
Yeah.
I clean it up.
Most people
I
are.
maintain the grass part.
Yeah.
I take care of this part.
Well, I know you personally, and I know you do. I know he does. I do too, but most dog owners are responsible, but you always have a couple that aren't.
and that's true with everything.
With
in life.
everything,
You get-
exactly.
You get those one or two that decide they are above the rules, and it ruins it for everybody.
Yeah, I think we had somebody say something there on, we have Zoom attendances here.
Give me a cattle prod, I'll take care of it.
It needs to be for puppy. Say we was Eva got the and it was trying to pick up dogs two of us home.
We caught somebody while they were letting their dog in our property, and they live here. And we asked them to pick it up, and they just gave us a dirty look and walked away with their dog, and they let him run off the leash. We've been in like 7 people's yards, and not 2 minutes late. We're getting tired of it.
And we have called the office how many times. Hey, they're pimping the yard. We're tired of doing this. You know, I agree with you, Captain. There needs to be a feedback to the police. Say, if you don't pick up your dog, you will have it.
Yeah.
And Miss Hyde do you guys mind if I kind of repeat that to the group here? I just have you like on my laptop speakerphone, so it's not the best. So we have one of our Stewart Homes residents has also kind of joined us on Teams. And so what she is speaking is kind of what you guys are resonating to. Even at Stewart Homes, they have times where sometimes it's neighbors, sometimes it's other people through the community that are having pets that are making a mess and they're not cleaning it up. So they're kind of agreeing with kind of what Ina had proposed. It's like different ideas or consequences for those actions, be it a fine or something to help enforce if they're not following through.
What about getting some photographic evidence
We,
of
right,
who that person is that you're talking about?
right.
So that for sure they can be identified by the office and face some consequences.
Because I think that's at times where we have challenges. We're happy to reach out to them, but sometimes when we do, they'll go, it wasn't me, right? We refer to it as the not me fairy. And we don't like to point fingers and we don't like to make accusations. But at times, if we can have something to support the situation, obviously gain that support in a positive, non-invasive manner. But then we can just sit down and say, hey, we have observed this, neighbors have observed it, tenants have observed it. What can we do to come to a solution or a resolution? Then it just helps. It just is factual, right? Then it's not the he said, she said, I said, somebody
exactly.
because we'll say, hey, the Not Me Fairy has come to visit. We've been told that you're on the Not Fairy team. Can we come to a solution of what we can do? Because we all want to live in it's a small space when we look at the courtyard with how many residents we have in the community. So we always engage and encourage solutions, ideas, thoughts. I think it's always helpful.
It's gonna be a never-ending process. Never-ending process. But if we, as individuals, try to do our best, that encourage one other person and maybe another, and so we grow, and that's what we're hoping for. Because this whole confrontation was, I give you an example, no names, but one lady, some people do say things here, but they are being approached back with hostility, anger, yelling matches, because the person who did wrong doesn't want to be told they are wrong. We had one person, the dog is constantly off the leash and being nicely asked, we shouldn't do this, and the person explodes. So then of course people step back.
Sure.
People don't want to confront nobody no more. And then they're looking at you as the management office saying, what you guys are going to do about it. So I understand you guys are in the same position. So we all have to kind of figure out how to help and make it a little better. But again, I'm okay with the sign just to tell people, we know you're doing it, so next time you may have to pay $25.
Just to help have something.
Just my experience when people hear, there's a fine, just like driving a car, oh, I see a cop car, everybody brakes, so everybody hits the brakes. But
the downside is it becomes too overwhelming. We're gonna lose the privilege of being able to have our pets.
yep,
That's
there you go.
Don't want to see happen.
There you go.
But yet, if it's
She made a good point.
it keeps being
If it's
abused,
impossible to manage, then
Yeah.
you have to look at all.
She made a good point, and there are places that do not allow pets. Yeah.
You
And-
don't
and
get
usually
any
for that
pets.
reason.
You don't get your
Exactly.
cats, you don't get your dogs, you don't get your
Yeah.
birds, you don't get a reptile,
Yeah.
you don't get anything.
Good point. Good point.
Then we have no issues at all.
Yeah.
Right.
What
Dolores.
about pets that are, what do you call them,
emotional support.
no,
Service animals.
Service animals.
Service
What
animals?
about them?
Well,
Those would be taken away too?
No, they are allowed.
Obviously
No.
not, but
No.
emotional support animals will qualify
Yeah.
as service animals. What they do qualify for is when you're talking about renting a place, you can ask for a reasonable accommodation, this, that, the other. Most places allow it.
Yeah.
But a lot of what we got going on here is not just the residents though. We got the visitors, we
Yeah.
got the people who just do it because they walk through and they let their dog do it.
But it's
Nah.
not hard to get certified to have an emotional support animal, so.
Well, no, it's
Right.
not. I mean,
It's not.
we're gonna get to,
Correct.
uh,
But they still poop. And if I don't pick it up, the poop is gonna be on the ground.
But, you know, then you could get down to the point that it's like you need to find an apartment that accepts that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's true.
It's a good point.
You know,
You
this
make a good
building
point.
doesn't accept any.
Yep.
So you need to find an apartment that does.
Because like we have noticed that there are a lot of buildings in the community that have gone that route, and for whatever reasons,
Right.
you know, that they
Yeah.
just don't allow pets, which for
They
me
do.
would be devastating. I like my pets, so I can understand.
Of course, everybody who has pets loves their pets, but that is why places have changed.
Yeah.
Just for that reason.
Hey guys.
Can we move on to another topic?
Yeah.
I'm still on the safety topic.
Yes.
We did have the fire marshal come here, guess it was two meetings ago, and gave us a very good lecture, talk, I should say, about fire safety. And one of the big things about our building for fire safety is we have a very distinguished red fire lane right out in front of the mailboxes in that loading, unloading zone. It's very, very red. You cannot miss that it's a fire safety lane.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm still a little hot about this subject, so if I get a little worked up, I'm letting you know. There was a very long, large RV parked out there for 24 hours in that loading zone. That's our fire safety zone. Now today, we had a fire alarm go off. I don't know what the issue was, you may know what happened. But my point being that if that RV had been there and we needed a fire, big truck and an ambulance, whatever, there would have been no room whatsoever. Now, it was really obvious that it was there, people were coming in and out all day, nobody called the police. Now, why wouldn't you call the police when you know that this is in a situation where it could really affect us if we have a fire? There's a reason why there's a red
Yeah.
curb there, okay? And I heard through the grapevine or whatever that people knew whose RV that was, so they didn't want to bother, they didn't want to get that person in trouble or whatever else. That's beside the point. It's our building. Excuse me?
He was moving in at the time. That's why it was parked there.
It's
but
a
it
half an
cannot-
hour loading zone.
It cannot park there for 24
Can't park
hours,
there for
Rainey.
24 hours. And if you want to join the meeting, please come around the wall. But I'm still a
This is
little
what
bit
would be
upset about this.
Yeah.
Because especially after today, having our alarm go off, if it had been a real fire and that lane had been blocked, we would have been in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
There's
And
no space for the fire truck. And one of my biggest issues is if you see something that's wrong, call the police.
say something.
Say something.
It's not about snitching. It's not about being mean. Just like she just said, he was moving in. We all understand if you're moving in, we all know. We're gonna park, we're gonna come and go. That RV was there 24 hours. But then another tenant backs it up, it's okay. No, it's not okay. If you're moving in, you're moving in, but you can't block a fire lane. You can't use the handicap parking.
and there is a designated unloading zone.
Yeah, you just can't do it, but this is what we're all dealing with. There's people that think it's okay and they get upset when the other people say it's not. Go ahead.
I laid this in housing, Steve. 72 hours. Somebody's parked in your spot, they're parked illegally here, they're parked wherever. They'll put one of those stupid little orange stickers on, but they gotta give you 72 hours. Now, if you're parked illegally, they need to be towed immediately.
Yes.
Not 72 hours.
The police doesn't even come out, Kiela.
I
I
know.
call,
And
they
what
parked
we-
in the handicap and I called the cops. I'm like,
They don't
you need
want
to
to
get
come
out
out.
here. They never come out. And I'm thinking,
Because it's up
they're
to
making money. But the city makes money when they pass out a ticket. You would think they care,
It's
but
just
they
like
don't
the
care.
cops will not come onto a parking lot like Walmart unless Walmart themselves call the police for illegal parking like that.
Huh.
It has to be the company that it's sat at.
And God forbid if you take.
You
it
have to
in your own
call,
hands.
housing has to call the police, not us.
And I will say, even if we call, it is still 72 hours or more.
Yeah,
sometimes.
every
Even
state-
for
This
the
RV
The
that's in
RV
the
might
fire
have been a
lane.
different exception
Okay,
than
so
like where she's
Yeah.
referencing.
Yeah.
About the towing thing.
You can get into a contract with a towing company. Everybody will have to put their tags up like mine usually hangs in the window. I'm bad sometimes. But you put it up, the people come through, they look, if there's no tag, the car's gone. Period. You don't have to do nothing. The company makes the money for the illegal parking.
Yeah, they make the money.
Those signs aren't nothing, they ain't worth the metal they're printed on. There's no force of the law.
That's right.
You put a towing company
Yeah,
number in your
yeah.
that some bitch, and you put down there, towed at owner's expense, I guarantee you, the first time somebody gets towed, people will stop. And I hope the maintenance guys stop parking at our spots too.
So if we want to have something towed, does it have to come through HHA in order for that to happen?
Too late by then.
Because let's say it's on the weekend, okay, your office is closed,
Right.
so we can't get a hold of Jen or whatever else. Do we call the emergency maintenance guy and have him call the tow company? We need to have some
They
sort of.
can, yes,
Okay,
they
we
do
need to
have
have
that
some
option.
backup about that. Because this has gotten out of control.
I mean, usually the police on the towing fleet is usually more, I'll say quicker, because they do have a tow company, like directly, that they are contracted.
I think they don't take us serious either. I come from law enforcement in my family. I love the police, don't get me wrong, but I learned living in the city here. Maybe they don't have enough officers, I'm not sure.
Right.
But nobody ever showed up twice.
Okay.
And that to me is strange because I'm from another state. They would have been on there to make money, you know,
Oh, sure.
to give out tickets. But every state is different, but I think the maintenance notification is a good idea, right?
Yes.
Call the
That's a-
maintenance
that's a
guy.
valid option.
But the whole point about the parking is easy. Get your contract with the towing company, done. That's it. It's so easy. I see it all the time on YouTube.
Could be done.
Idiots parking in places where it's clearly marked. Resident parking only, private parking only, no parking. Tow truck comes up, they drive through, there's one, thank you very much.
Well, and we did
The owner didn't
have,
have to call.
we had a vehicle that parked, we have our handicapped zone over here.
Yeah.
And we have the stripe lines in between so that there's room for the wheelchairs or whatever. But we had somebody parked right there on those lines. We called the police, they don't do anything. We called Jenna, Jenna didn't want to do anything because it didn't have any license plates. Then we realized that it did have a temporary one from Utah, and then Jenna acted on it. But I don't think we should have waited. It was in the handicapped parking. That's there for a reason.
Right.
And as far as I'm concerned, that should have been just towed, just like that.
Well, the other problem we have is that I know of two people that do this. They park the car right out there where it says no parking in front of the door. So
Yeah.
that we can't get our wheelchairs through. They live here, but they'll leave those cars out there for hours on
Yep.
end.
Yep. And nobody says a word. See something,
We said
say
it for
something.
years. We've complained to housing for
Oh.
years about it, And housing, first of
No,
all,
no, you're
housing
right.
hasn't done a damn thing about it because it's continuing. Maybe they can start getting some evictions for not following the rules.
Serious fines and everything, she starts.
Yeah,
Miss
yeah.
Heidi, I apologize, go ahead.
Go ahead. I have a question. Does all public housing have a parking permit when you are living in a unit?
So generally speaking, so her question is as far as like having a parking place or like a parking permit.
Permit.
So like at the Stewart Homes where you guys are, Miss Heidi, we do have at the front desk, it's like the parking, I'll say tag or number that's affiliated kind of for your car or for your unit. Emmy Anderson's a little bit different. They have fewer parking spaces, so we kind of have a waiting list and we try to assign them as each particular parking space comes open. So each different location is a little bit different, kind of depending on your site.
Do we have to have one in the home?
At Stewart Homes, you can have one up front. If you don't have one already in your car, as you'll notice in front of your units, there's kind of like the post there where you can plug in for outlets. Those are also marked with the unit number. So there you should be parking in your unit number.
So we're having a problem. This is we are having a parking problem here at Stewart Homes.
Okay.
That people are coming and parking. They have 4 more cars to one unit. And, nobody knows who's who, when it's,
There are people that are moved in here that have anywhere between 1 to 4 vehicles.
Okay.
And they're just parking up where and hogging spots, taking other people's parking spots and everything else.
so we were wondering, does everybody who lives there have to have a permit to park in their spot? Because like my daughter has a problem and she's on Fifth Avenue. So every time she leaves to work,
Someone else needs a spot.
like, and she, Bentley has gave her money to hand out, hey, this is a totally spent if you park in somebody else's parking spot. So what can we do to, we have had conversations with people, hey, quit parking here. This is, you can see the numbers, which publics are huge.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's more units for like 4 cars, and they're taking up most of their spots. You need a visitor spot.
Sure.
So I was putting that out, that it's horrendous, especially back here. I live a big corner. So
In that back corner, right, the parking, absolutely.
it's a tight spot. Even maintenance have to turn around and dump in trash or whatever. When they pick it up or whatever, they really have to back in and, not hit anybody. Even Kiela is having the same issue with parking. There's
People parking, not moving.
not many, and then they contact their property manager, and then this tells them, well, we're dealing with it, but then again, it ends up into a fight, like you can just say about the doctor, he ends up into a.
Don't want that
Yeah,
confrontation. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, at any point, Miss Heidi, that you notice, like there are multiple cars there, you guys can always pop over to the office if we know a